Have you ever felt it? That quiet tension just below the surface of the world. It's not in the daily headlines, and you won't see it on the stock market. It's the story of how our world is being remade right now. A story of power, money, and people. And a quiet storm is brewing in the markets. For a long time, the old rules were simple, but now they are being rewritten. The way we earn, spend, and invest is changing faster than ever. If you don't understand these big shifts, you won't be able to handle what's coming next. This isn't about getting rich quick. This is a mission to understand the world you live in. Over the next hour, we'll dive deep, step by step, and show you the hidden connections that link a bank in Washington, a factory in China, and the money in your pocket. So lean in. This is the story of the quiet storm. Think of the world's economy as a team of high wire walkers, with each country trying to keep its balance. For decades, America set the pace for everyone else. But recently, that pace has been chaotic and fast, thanks to rising prices. Now, America is trying to find a new balance. The US has finally calmed inflation, but the new challenge is to keep the economy going strong without prices jumping up again. It's a delicate act, and the whole world is watching every move. Meanwhile, Europe is facing its own challenges. Because of the war in Ukraine, energy costs are high, and many countries are still fighting with high prices. They are trying to help their people and businesses without making things worse. And over in Asia, things are changing fast. China, which used to grow by selling things to other countries, is now focused on its own people buying things at home. At the same time, India is booming. Its economy is growing fast and is seen as a major player that can balance out China's influence. And in the Middle East, countries are moving away from relying only on oil. They are building new industries in finance, travel, and tech to create a different future for themselves. Every country is trying to find its own rhythm, hoping to create a good future, not just chaos. For the last 2 years, central banks have been like tough parents. To fight rising prices, they made it more expensive to borrow money. This made stocks drop, slowed down the housing market, and made loans cost more. But now, the big question has changed. It's no longer how high will rates go, but when will they finally come down? Central banks like the US Federal Reserve are in a difficult spot. On one hand, they want to cut rates to help the economy. Lower rates would mean businesses could grow and people could afford homes and cars more easily. But they have to be careful. If they lower rates too soon, prices could start rising again. That's why they keep saying they will make their decisions based on the data. They're the gatekeepers of the economy, and they have to be sure the coast is clear. The world is waiting for that first interest rate cut. When it happens, it will be a huge signal to the world that they believe rising prices are under control and it's safe to start helping the economy grow again. We all know the feeling. The price of food keeps going up and rent feels impossible. This is the inflation dragon, and it's a difficult problem to solve because it has three heads. The first head is energy. Even when things seem calm, a conflict anywhere in the world can make oil and gas prices jump instantly, sending a shockwave through the entire economy. The second head is housing. Even with higher interest rates, housing costs are still very high in many places. With not enough homes for everyone, the price of shelter continues to rise. And the third head is wages. Once people get a raise, it's very rare they give it back. If wages go up faster than a company's ability to produce things, it can create a cycle. Businesses raise prices, and then workers need another raise to keep up. We've seen this story before. In the 1970s, leaders thought they had the problem solved, but it kept coming back. This fight against rising prices is one of the biggest challenges we face today. Every generation has a moment that changes everything. For our grandparents, it was the automobile. For our parents, the computer. For us, it's AI. This isn't just a trend, it's a new industrial revolution. And it all begins with the technology itself. Companies like Nvidia aren't just selling computer chips, they're selling the tools for a new kind of gold rush. Their newest chips are the engines behind the powerful AI systems we hear about every day. But AI isn't just for tech companies, it's changing every industry. In healthcare, it's spotting diseases faster than any human could. In finance, it's catching fraud in a split second. The change is happening faster than anyone expected. Think of it this way: just as oil was the fuel for the last century, data and AI are the fuel for this one. The companies and countries that control these new tools will be the ones that shape the future. The old power centers are being challenged. There's a lot of excitement and hype for sure. But underneath it all, real lasting change is happening. AI isn't just a tool, it's a new force that will change how we work, live, and invest. Energy is what makes the world run. And right now, that energy is flowing through some very tense parts of the world. The world is trying to move away from fossil fuels. But the truth is, oil and natural gas still run the show. This creates immense risk. Conflicts can cause oil prices to jump instantly. But the real story is a fundamental shift in power. The world is trying to replace the old with the new. Solar and wind power are growing, but they aren't yet ready to take over. This has led to a new kind of interest in nuclear power. This shift creates a new kind of power for nations. Those who control the rare materials for batteries, the technology for new nuclear plants, or the supply chains for solar panels will have immense influence. Every decision about energy is also a decision about a country's power in the world. Remember when Wall Street didn't take online traders seriously? The meme stock craze with GameStop was a huge wake-up call, but that was just the beginning. The rise of the everyday person trading from their phone is now a major force in the markets. Apps like Robinhood have made it so easy to invest with just a few dollars, and social media can now create huge waves of trading in an instant. This has fundamentally changed how money flows. In many markets, especially in India, these small investors are now the main support system of the stock market. Their money has become a powerful balance to what big foreign investors do. This gives more power to ordinary people, but it also has risks. The speed and emotion of social media can make the market very unstable. But one thing is clear: power has shifted, and the average person now has a much louder voice in the world of finance. Every story has its plot twists, and the markets are filled with them. Right now, there are many risks to be aware of. We live in a world with more tense situations than ever, from the Middle East to Russia and Ukraine. Any of these could cause a sudden shock to the markets. There are also financial risks we don't always see. High levels of debt for companies and governments could become a problem if interest rates stay high. In China, problems in the real estate market are a potential source of trouble. And we can't forget about the things we can't predict. A major cyber attack or a new global health crisis could disrupt everything. But where there are risks, there are also opportunities. The big winners of the next decade are being created right now. The AI revolution isn't just for big tech. It's about the smaller, smart companies creating new tools. The move to clean energy is a huge opportunity in solar, wind, and hydrogen. So, where does this leave us? We're at a turning point. We're entering a new chapter where central banks are cautious, where technology is moving faster than our rules, and where the power of regular people is as strong as big companies. The old map is gone. The only thing we can be sure of is that things will be uncertain. But if you understand these forces, the balancing act of central banks, the fight against high prices, the power of AI, the new map of power, and the rise of the everyday person, you can ride the waves instead of being swept away by them. The future isn't something that's coming, it's already here. And if you know what to look for, you can be a part of it. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I hope this look at the global markets has given you something new to think about. If you found this useful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And now, I want to hear from you. What do you think is the biggest force driving the markets right now? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.